He made the HantaVirus video, and he's like, we are real people. We are here. We are not someone far away. Please, we have safety. We need clarity. We need clarity. I was just, the video, what are you doing? What are you talking to the general public for? Like, send that video to your parents. You know what I mean? Like, why are you pleading with us that you're real people? You're not people. So, I mean, that's the fucking case with people who are dying in all over the world. You know what I mean? Like, there's real people having problems. He's like, we need clarity. That cruise, the HantaVirus cruise, it is, you can look it up. It's an $18,000 cruise. It is not cheap. It's kind of like a luxury cruise. And I know that, so I did look it up. This kid was like working for some company as a travel, blah, blah, blah. Still, you're in a position of privilege if you're getting to just travel around on this huge cruise. Netflix has a documentary too called The Poop Cruise. Cruise ships just seem to be riddled with problems. I mean, look at what happened on the Titanic. You know what I mean? That was a luxury cruise as well. The Titanic, man. They would not have had HantaVirus. So this is a fun story, actually. The Titanic, the reason all that shit happened, all those people died, which is not funny, I guess, but I didn't know them. The guy who was supposed to be looking for the iceberg, he forgot, you can look this up, he forgot his binoculars. So by the time he saw the iceberg, it was too late. And then, you know, everybody was swimming. It was a swimming party. But, yeah, it's tough. I would not have gotten on the Titanic. I don't trust anything like that. I don't trust big boats. It's going to be a rough year for Disney cruise ships and pretty much any cruise ship. What else? Let me think. I'm trying to think if something weird happened to me recently. I had a run-in with somebody that was fucking weird. People... do I talk about this? I had a friend approach me. Man, he's going to be mad if I talk about this. He came up to me after, let's call it a show. And he's like, yeah, my girl was banging some other dude in my apartment. And, which isn't funny. I mean, we're friends, but he's like, oh, I broke up with her, though, a few weeks ago. And I said, you can stay in the apartment, you know, and save some money. You can stay here rent-free and save some money. So the real reason he did that is because he felt bad. He knew that he was breaking up with her. He felt bad, so he let her live there rent-free for 3 months. Or that was the plan. Well, he goes over there the other day to, I don't know, get something or check something, and she's there and she's banging some other dude. But it's like, you broke up with her. You know, like if she's an adult and you're letting her live there and she wants to bang, what he's really upset about is that she moved on so quickly. But, you know, women can move on. Women be moving. Really should not have talked about that. Please, I'm hoping he doesn't watch this. But that's what I was thinking. That's my honest thought. Is like, do you really have a right to be upset? Yes, you were doing her a favor, but technically it's within her rights to be fucking. You know what I mean? I know this isn't relatable, but Richard Simmons is dead. I was trying to do more topical stories, but this is a fascinating one. He's dead. Something weird. I should have done more research. Richard Simmons, the exercise guru from the 80s and 90s, is dead. So, I forget what year this was, maybe 2012. I was working in the Apple store in Los Angeles, and Richard Simmons comes in. He had big curly hair. You can Google him, or I'll throw a picture of him up here. He was like dancing up and down the stairs and like sliding in a very dangerous manner. He was sliding up and down the stairs in a very dangerous manner, but because he was a celebrity, my manager just laughed it off and let him do whatever he wanted because she was like a star fucker, you know. I'm like, just gonna try to edit out this silence, maybe. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm like trying to get back into podcasting. I took a break because I had all these medication changes and some other stuff, and I feel like a lot of the times when I'm podcasting, I feel like I have to be on and I have to be entertaining, but like the reality is a lot of people are just listening to podcasts while they're driving or while they're doing the dishes or, you know, doing chores, you know, so it's like I think sometimes people just want company. Which is, I mean, I guess there's some irony because I'm not spending time with my wife right now because I'm podcasting. And to be honest, though, I don't really want to spend time with her right now. She's been kind of annoying me today. She was complaining that she's the provider, which she is, but it's a little late for that. You knew I was a bum when you married me. Or an artist, you know, which is basically a bum because there's no fucking money in the arts unless you, like, win the lottery, theoretically, or if you're blonde. If you're blonde and good looking, you can fucking do anything in this world, unfortunately. I've seen it. Every time there's like a comedian or a musician who even has an ounce of talent, you do have to have a little bit of talent. You can't be like negatively talented, but you don't have to be the best. You don't even have to be remotely better than anyone. But if you're blonde, people will just be like, oh my God, they're a celebrity. I hate blonde people. Fucking hate all of them. Why did I have to be Middle Eastern? I don't know. It sucks. I hate being Middle Eastern. I don't hate it. I mean, yeah, I kind of do. I feel apathetic. I hate the Middle East. Everybody there is so fucking religious and or violent. Like all my relatives there are like really Christian. And then obviously, you know, there's Muslims there. And I got to be honest, I don't really like the Muslim religion or the Christian religion. They're all fucking stupid. But you can't say that. You cannot criticize Muslims. My neighbor is Muslim. He's a great guy. My neighbor, his name is Muhammad. And to be honest, on the record, he's tall, he's handsome, he has an amazing personality. I love if you see this, Muhammad, just know I love what you are, and I'm not even pandering. I'm not trying to pander because I hate the religion of Muslim. I hate it. I think it's stupid, but I love my neighbor, Muhammad. You know, I hate the religion of Christianity, and I, you know, kind of love my father. My father's very Christian. I just don't like religion. I don't like groups. I should tell more stories. I'm trying to tell more stories. See how painful this is? the priest down the road from here, his name's Father Tom, and he's a huge baby. One time, he was doing like a missionary trip, and I was living in California, and him and the whole church people showed up, and they all got In-N-Out cheeseburgers, like a lot of them, and I helped bring it to the missionary group because I had transportation, and they didn't because, I don't know, he didn't want to spend the money or whatever. And then everyone got a cheeseburger except for him, and he threw a huge fit, and he was such a fucking baby about it. And then I was like, oh, this guy sucks. You know, this guy's, just because he's a priest doesn't mean he's a good person. And I'm sure if you're listening, you may have already known that priests were not perfect people. I'm not a perfect person. The Catholic Church recently announced that another priest was seduced by an 8-year-old slut. These kids ruining good men of the cloth, you know. I think the reason the Catholic Church is against abortion is because that's just less kids to molest. All right, I got to move on from those old jokes. Catholic Church, it's kind of, they're kind of tired jokes now. Do I have any other stories about my priests? I was not molested. Comedians need to stop telling. There's a Hacky bit that I hear every year. Comedians go, oh, I wasn't cute enough to get molested. You know, oh, my priest didn't think I was, oh, blah, 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 blah. Stop it. It's a tired premise. It's fucking hacky. And you know what? A lot of those guys, they don't care if you're that cute. You know, they'll fuck a 6. You know, they rank kids even. Like, oh, some kids are 8s. Some kids are 6s. God, I'm never going to be able to put these clips on social media. This is going to get demonetized so fast. But you know what? This is a safe space where you can fucking talk shit about pedophiles. Oh, I should really tell that pedophile story. God, I just know YouTube, the AI is going to find the words that I'm telling. I'll tell this story, though, because I don't want to put this in my act, but I could tell this in my story. So I go to a 12-step group for sex addiction. Surprise. And I walk in, and at this one particular group, it was a small group. It was a Sunday night. I shake everyone's hands. This was my first time at this specific group. And this one guy shakes my hand, and let's just call him Eugene. And then we go around and we do shares. We share. And gets to Eugene, and he's telling his story, and he goes, yeah, and when I was 14, that's the first time when I knew I was a pedophile. And I'd been, like, dozing off, and I go, whoop, what are we doing here? Because most of the stories are just like, oh, I had too much porn, or oh, I fooled around on everyone. And and then Eugene is like, yeah, but, you know, thankfully I'm with my higher power, you know, and I'm so glad I got into this program, you know, after I was paroled in 2002. And I was like, there's like only 5 of us in the room. You know, and I'm thinking, like, say, I had a little porn addiction. I'm like, we're not supposed to be in the same meeting, dude. But why is there not Pedophiles Anonymous, you know? I don't know. He's in this meeting with me. And then he was paroled, and then he was talking about, so he's got a wife who's a woman. I don't know. I didn't ask what gender of underage people he was into. I didn't really even want to get into it. But then he was complaining that his wife was ugly. And I was just like, oh, God. And he couldn't climax because his wife was too obese. I'm not supposed to be sharing these stories. They're supposed to be private, but this one is just so funny. And, you know, I'm not revealing who he actually is. I mean, he did tell me his name was Eugene, but I'm assuming that was a pseudonym. There's no way a pedophile walks in and gives us his real name. But here, no, there's an arc to this. So by the end of his share, and even by the end of the meeting, he's like, yeah, I'm, working on my higher power, and I'm, coming to these meetings, and I've got sobriety, and I'm working the steps, and, God grant me the serenity to not fuck kids. And, no, but I swear to God, by the end of the meeting, I was like, kind of rooting for Eugene, to like on his journey of sobriety from kids. And I can't believe this is real. And I was like, by the end of the, it also had dawned on me that like I shook the pedophile's hand, and I was like, oh God, I'm gonna have to wash this hand, even though he probably hadn't touched a kid in a while. But by the end of the meeting, though, like I had empathy for Eugene, because I was like, this guy's working on himself. Like, yeah, he might be, I almost used the past tense. He might be a pedophile, not been. I don't know if you can kind of evolve from it, but I was like, by the end of it, I admired that he was coming to the meetings. He was working hard. He was trying to do the right thing. I found myself liking this guy. I was like, wow, I like Eugene. I like this pedophile. And, because, I mean, we're all flawed, But this guy, some of people, like my father, he's not working on his flaws. Eugene is. I fucking respect the hell out of a guy like that. A guy who can own up to his mistakes, admit what he is, call a spade, or a pedo. And, he's a cool guy. I didn't go back to the meeting. I couldn't go back to the meeting, though, after that. I respect him. I love him. No, I didn't know him that well. I only met him once, but that was a weird meeting. Another guy kept falling asleep, and then when he woke up to do his share, he told us about his colonoscopy, and I was like, I gotta get a different meeting. This meeting, these guys are fucking losers. But all right, I'm gonna end the episode there because I talked about a lot of stuff that I should not have. I can't get in trouble, but people can hate me for this. All right, goodbye.